Well, Solomon was a wise man, the wisest man of his day, but there were things that surpassed his understanding. In the book of Proverbs, he says, there are three things that are too wonderful for me, four that I cannot attain. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a ship on the sea, the way of a serpent on the rock, and the way of a man with a maiden. In Ephesians 5, Paul introduces the theme of marriage. And he's been thinking about Christ and the church, and he's caught up with the glories of it and the new life that we live as a result of being incorporated into Christ. And now he draws out some of the parallels between Christ and his church and a man and his wife. He says that the wife is to submit to her own husband as the church submits to Christ. And the husband is to love his wife as Christ loves the church and gave himself up for us all. The husband's role is not to get the wife to submit, and the wife's role is not to get the husband to love her. The Christian couple should take initiative in order to correspond to that kind of model that's given here, and the harmony that follows will ensure that a marriage that's made in heaven is worked out on earth with heaven's atmosphere rather than anything else, which all too often is the case. Some of us think about evangelism as standing on a street corner, handing out a tract, or inviting someone to a gospel meeting. But Paul is saying here that marriage is a visual demonstration of the nature of the gospel. When a man and a woman come together, no amount of preparation does adequately prepare them for the realities of marriage. And grace has to kick in as people learn to compromise, to forgive, and they learn the nature of sacrificial love within marriage. It's a tough thing to really get to grips with. But when you do, you experience that heavenly foretaste of the eternal bliss of Jesus and his church that we will enjoy in heaven. And it becomes a working model for people who are Christians or who are not Christians, and certainly for our children as they grow up. I'm not talking about a perfect marriage, that doesn't exist on earth, but a working marriage, one where the husband and wife commit together in love to grow in their experience of commitment to each other and work out the vows and the covenants that they have made before God. That way joy can grow and deepen, love can become a flourishing reality, and people will look on and say, that's unusual. People often say to me when they ask, how long have you been married? I say 40 years. They say, oh, that's amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing that God has injected into us the kind of qualities that make for a good long relationship. Jesus and his church are forever. It's a mystery that we can share in, and the joy of it is only just beginning.